Good evening everyone, Liam here, and today I wanted to talk about the most recent update to a little game I've had my eye on a while, that game being Multiversus. To those who don't know Multiversus, it's the Warner Brothers crossover fighting game that released in open beta in mid-2022 and then ceased in 2023, with the promise of a full release early this year. Well, after almost a year of silence, on today, the 12th of April, we got our official reintroduction to the game in the form of an update video, and I wanted to discuss what was shared. Now, I do want to preface that I actually didn't play a whole lot of the beta when it released back in 2022. I'm not sure why, but I am looking forward to change that when the game fully releases. So if there are any mistakes, please forgive me and correct me in the comments. So, the update was a short video narrated by Tony. Tony is the director of Multiversus and the co-founder of Player First Games. Straight out the gate, Tony begins with announcing the release date, which is May 28th, so just over 2 months away. Hopefully, Warner Brothers has a large marketing cycle planned leading up to the release. One of the significant updates that Tony gave was that the game has moved from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, and it looks like there's a new lighting engine at play, but I'll mention that more in a sec. Tony also mentions that there is a new netcode. Now, I do know that the game did actually have quite a bit of criticism for its connection issues during the beta, and I don't know if that ever changed while the beta was live, but regardless, new netcode is important, so this is pretty exciting. Now, it's a bit hard to tell because there isn't a whole lot of gameplay in this 2-minute video, but there have been slight design and proportion tweaks across characters. They actually highlight this a bit by comparing Wonder Woman in the beta to how she is now, and you can see that her shield is reflective and her head size is actually a little bit different. So in general, I'm predicting new material texturing and model alterations that are highlighted by this new attractive lighting. Size in general is actually noticeably different. There are a few comparison shots on Reddit that highlight that it looks like characters are actually a bit larger than they were prior, and I don't know if this is the case, but was Black Adam always meant to be that big? It's also been pointed out that there's actually a new smoke effect added to characters when they're hit to denote who launched who, just like in Smash Bros. There's also now a platform when you respawn. The only significant character change I've seen people talk about is that it looks like there's now dash attacks in the game. I didn't know we didn't have dash attacks in the beta, but we actually see Morty, Harley, and Taz do their dash attacks in succession as Tony's talking about new updated movesets. Now, the only significant addition that gets mentioned in the video is a new PvE mode, but Tony unfortunately doesn't go into any detail about what this could be. I'm thinking, could it be something like Multi-Man Smash? Could it be a campaign? We won't know, but I do think a campaign is plausible considering the amount of voice work that's involved in this game. I wouldn't put it past them. I do think that additional modes is something that Multiversus will see a lot of support for. Now, there have been some other findings that weren't necessarily shared in the video but found on the website, which include the fact that Gleamium can now be earned in-game. No idea on the rate or currency or how frequently you're going to be able to get them, but I will always give credit to when a game gives out its own premium currency. This is pretty sick. It's also been revealed that characters can now be earned via gameplay, and that Battle Pass items will no longer be exclusive to the Battle Pass. No idea when that'll happen. I imagine there'll be a grace period after a battle pass has ceased, and then you'll start to see those items in the shop. But all of these changes are pretty pro-consumer, so I'm very happy about that. Now, there wasn't anything massive announced in this trailer, which is unfortunate. I do wish they had announced maybe one character, but there were some definite intentional teasers because they weren't very subtle. The two major things shown in the trailer were 2 new maps, concept art specifically, of Townsville Hall from the Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory from Dexter's Laboratory. Now, this doesn't mean we're going to get the Powerpuff Girls and Dexter himself, but it highly implies it. I think their chances of getting in are quite high, and personally, as someone who loves Cartoon Network, I'm happy to see more Cartoon Network characters in this game. The other kind of tease is that once this trailer dropped, a new banner for the game was posted on social medias. There's actually quite a few Animaniacs references in the main banner of Multiversus. We can see the Warner Brothers water tower, a hot air balloon of Wacko Warner, and a hot air balloon of Brain from Pinky and the Brain. None of these characters, or even the stage, have been confirmed, but I think 3 Animaniacs references in what is essentially the box art is pretty telling. So nothing's been confirmed at this stage. I don't even know if there's really any rumors for any of these characters, but there is Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Animaniacs, and Pinky and the Brain stuff in this game, which is all very exciting. Well, that was everything I had to say about today's update, but what about you guys? Are you excited for the return of Multiversus? What characters do you want to see? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and you have yourself a good evening. Oh yeah, and please add Ben 10.